this link or share the Facebook link?
Oh, it's already gonna. You're good. It's gonna pop in that window, and I think we're live right now.
We're live. Okay.
It should pop up on the window if you shared it over. Hey guys, welcome to my first live of the summer. I'm with Meagan Ward, and I'm super excited to be talking with her today. Y'all, let me tell y'all, technology is the worst, but we made it, and we're here. So that's what matters, right?
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Like, I feel like I'm on a television show.
Huh? This is our little our little television show, I guess. So, guys, this is totally casual conversation. I told Meagan I want to get all up in her business, figure out, what she's doing over there as this wife, mom, creative, and how she's making it happen. I know balance. I don't know. Some people say balance is a thing. Some people say it's not. So we're gonna talk about that and kind of figure this thing out together. So just really quick, I'm Brittany Janine. I'm the owner of Brittany Janine and Co., which is a brand agency. I build banging brands. Come on, talk for creatives. So that's website, logo, the works. And this is my series this year. I said, I want to talk to women who are making boss moves and figure out, how they're doing it and kind of have have them share their stories. And so I'm excited to have Meagan. I met her, man, I felt like we met on social media, and then you called me, and then we connected, and I was like, yo, she's so cool. She does the same thing I do. And she totally didn't find it to be, how we can be weird, right? Whereas somebody does the same thing, but we totally clicked. And then I spoke at the Powerful Women, and it's just been amazing, and it's been awesome to watch her. So y'all help me welcome Meagan to the show today.
Thank you. Hey guys. Well, Brittany, I look up to you, and you're one of the only, as it relates to motherhood and business, I feel like you are all that. So you're my go-to woman when it comes to it. Like branding, graphic design. Yeah, I'm coming to you. I know I have you on speed dial.
I appreciate
yes. But yeah, we met off of social media.
Yeah.
The power of social media. I have a love-hate relationship towards social media.
Yeah.
My love is that I get to make relationships like ours real. You meet, you make that connection, then you meet in person, and then it's like a lifelong friend, right?
Right.
And then my hate part about social media is the pressure of it. But this is not a question. I just felt like I had to go into
this is what this is about. Yeah, but it's true.
Right. So yeah, well, I'm happy to be here. I'm actually in the DR right now.
He's in the Dominican Republic right now talking to us live. So that says enough right there. I'm just saying.
And we'll talk about why I travel so much, but let me tell you guys, it was needed. And actually, we scheduled this before I scheduled the trip. So I thought I was going to be home in my office on live with you, Brittany, but I'm I need to go. It's time to go, No,
we got to take breaks, man. I totally get it. And so
yeah.
I don't want to interrupt this break. So we're going to talk to the people, and then I'm going to let you go back on your relaxation. All right. So, just tell the people, who is Meagan Ward? Who are you?
Who am I? Goodness. I don't like to start with titles, you guys, because I'm kind of in this feel of, who are you without all the titles, and, I'll go more into that, but, I'm a lover. I'm a lover of women in particular. Growing up, I had an amazing mom who had amazing relationships with women, and she was always on the go. So, and I was always on the go with her. So I didn't have to have a lot of best friends growing up. And so I knew touching college into adulthood, that I wanted to have the most amazing relationships with women that I could possibly have. And college was a turning point for me. So kind of dove into that. I was just having luncheons with women who I would meet at the mall and offline, and kind of formed into something beautiful. And so now, if we fast forward with the titles, I'm a women's entrepreneurial activist. So I speak on the platform of women's empowerment and entrepreneurship as a whole. And I also help women brand their purpose. So kind of take what you were positioned on this earth to be and turning that into a brand. So like Brittany, we are self-taught designers.
YouTube University, man.
YouTube University. We crank it out in Photoshop, Wix, WordPress, you name it. And so that's what I do daily. Like that's kind of like my bread and butter, shall I say. And I'm also a representative for the U.S. Embassy. So I travel.
Can we snap to that real quick? Like, it sounds so hot.
That's a little bit about me, you guys. You know how it's like weird to talk about yourself, but you know you have to talk about yourself to impact people, right? Yeah. Like, it's just so, yeah.
We rave on though, man. Rave, girl. That's good stuff. No, let's not talk, okay?
I know, like, man.
Cool, you know, like, where are we? Yeah, so, lead the way.
So to be honest, like video, social media, right now it's weird for me because I've been off the map for a minute. So I felt like doing this video with you, Brittany, was so important for people to see me, to hear me, because I've been about being off the radar and making human connections, which has catapulted my career.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's cool. So that's you in the nutshell of a business. And I've been blessed to watch you since the Powerful Women. You've gotten married, you've had a baby. So talk to me about like that dynamic and how that's a part of your business and your career and all that now too.
Yeah. So let's be transparent, right? Let's just, so I didn't, honestly, and my husband knows this, but I didn't see, and I've been with my husband it'll be 14 years, right? It's like, how old are you? I'm 28, but I've been with him since I was 14. But I didn't see my life being like married young in my 20s, having a baby in my 20s. I wanted to be in New York City in a loft space into my 9-to-5 career. And my life is completely the opposite. And so now, you know, I have a 1-year-old, Gil, who just quit his job in January. So we're both full-time entrepreneurs. Life is great. It's challenging at the same time because, you know, I have my millennials. So I look towards who, you know, like you, Brittany, who are doing it. But, you know, there was no blueprint before me and how to do this entrepreneurial millennial motherhood thing. And so it has been challenging, you know, and that was a part of the reason why Gil quit his job. You know, we really had to sit down and ask ourselves, how do we see ourselves living our lives, you know, individually and our purposes, and then collectively as a family. Right. And so yeah, like we just started traveling internationally last year and we knew that was on the goal list. So it was like, okay, if you guys want to travel internationally, something's got to shake with these jobs. And so, yeah, it's been a lot of transitioning this year and embracing the transition and being okay with the unknown, because there's a lot of, you know, uncertainty that comes with taking leaps.
That's true. And does a little man just go? He gets to go on these journeys with you guys in your planning?
Gray goes everywhere. He hasn't missed a trip. So the first place we went was Paris. But we've kind of got it down packed. You know, we had to figure out the stroller situation, the diaper bag situation. I was actually nursing and pumping the first couple trips. So that was super interesting. And you guys, like, I don't want to say I'm not the maternal type because that kind of comes naturally with motherhood, but I didn't know if I would like nurse and all that, you know, all those dynamics that came with it. But I remember my first 6 months of having Gray. He's 1.5 right now. Yeah. So I remember being at Starbucks for a client meeting, literally pumping in the car outside of Starbucks, like pumps out. I'm like, I got to get this milk to my baby. You know, I would have like in the passenger side, it would be the ice cubes, you know, like the frozen. I would put the milk in there. So it was rough. Like the first 6 months of being an entrepreneurial mom was rough because you work out the kinks. But
Yeah.
Now though, I'm like, I am living. So he goes everywhere with us. He comes to me with Femology, and he's been with me in meetings. So
That's
yeah,
good though. You know,
yeah,
you don't you
yeah,
think you kind of want him to kind of see mom in action, and you know what I mean, and show him what it's supposed to look like, you know?
no, yeah. But you know what? I'm a collection of inspiration of motherhood that I see around me too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Brittany, you're doing motherhood as an entrepreneurial mom. I can do it too.
No,
You know?
man, I'm halfway doing. I'm telling you, I can't bring Taylor nowhere because nothing is getting done if she is with me. Trust and believe. Um, so I want to talk to you a little bit. I remember when I talked to you, I felt like it might have been maybe 2 years ago or so. And you were talking about, you're like, Brittany, I think I'm going to open up a co-working space. And you put it in the atmosphere, and I swear it probably didn't feel like this to you, but for me, it felt like, whoa, she has a space and it's this beautiful, like, how did that come into the picture? Like, you were married, I think, were you married at the time already? Were you like, how did this come into the picture, and how did you know, like, okay, I have the capacity and this is going to that balance, to do this right now in my life?
Yeah, so that story is so interesting.
Oh wait, for people who don't know, tell them what Femology is too.
Yeah, so Femology is Detroit's first business lounge for women, and we foster social innovation. So we are big on collaboration, and we want women to thrive together. So, as far as like relationship building, that's our core. And so we want women to merge, whether it's partnerships, relationships, accountability, mentorship, to help make their dreams happen, because you're not making anything happen by yourself. It's just not happening. So yes, I launched Femology in 2000, a year ago. We'll be celebrating a year next month. And it was an idea for years, Brittany. Like, yeah, it was an idea for years. A scary idea, like a really scary idea, because it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna put that on my goal board and we'll see how things work out. But so yeah, like I put it on my goal board. Actually, Gil and I had an apartment at the time, and I bought $2,000 worth of chairs. And yeah, around like 2015, bought $2,000 worth of chairs. That's like all I had, saved up. And I was like, I'll put these chairs in my apartment and they'll hold me accountable. They were literally people would come into our apartment like, what are you guys doing? Like, what is all this stuff? And I'd be like, oh, just for this co-working space I'm going to have one day. But yeah, it was such symbolism at that time, and kind of grew, gained mentorship. I'm big on mentorship, you guys, from a woman out in California, and she kind of let me know the ropes of how co-working went, which I'm so grateful for, because she shared everything she failed at. Yeah. And so by her being transparent, I was kind of able to work out the kinks of her challenges, and implement it into mine. So yeah, Femology is doing its job right now. You know how we feel like we can always do more. I'm so proud of it. But yeah, I feel like it can do more, and so that's the goal.
Nothing wrong with wanting to do more, but we all are out here cheering you on, man. It's amazing to watch the press. I see you on the news. I see you in the articles and the magazines, and I'm like, man, my girl is out there getting it. Like, and it's great to see, and it's inspiring, and it helps others to know, like, dang, like I can do this too. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I kind of watch you. Like, I promise, when you put that into the air, to see that come to fruition is like, whoa! Like I was blown away. Honestly, I was, and I wish I could have been there for the launch too.
No, yeah, I appreciate that so much. All that energy, I literally put it in my pocket. But yeah, it's I mean, it's phenomenal. Like I can't even, and if any of you all are interested in opening up a co-working space, it's the next big thing. I mean, it's literally scratching the surface right now, but more and more people are becoming enterprising human beings, and it's just the new wave of, you know how, like I always say, you know how guys, and this is globally, like the common ground when they talk is sports. You know, that's just something they can bond over. But when it comes to women, you guys, womanhood is what we bond off of. I don't care if you are from the fields of China. I don't care if you are from the desert in Africa. We can always talk about womanhood and bond off of that.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And you've had a passion for that since I've met you. So it's awesome to see. So keep doing your thing, man. So we haven't talked about, okay, so just so you just catch y'all up, okay? So we have her. She's running a creative agency, Creatively Flawless. She opened up, she bought $2,000 worth of chairs and just put in her house and just knew one day she was going to have a co-working space, which is Femology Detroit. And also you run The Powerful Women. And so how does that fit in the picture? How obviously, how are you doing it all? But how does that fit into the picture of Meagan Ward, the Ward family?
Yeah, so I'll kind of share with you guys like how I work, kind of like this, you know, this branding your purpose kind of thing when you have like so many ideas. Because, you know, as women, and Brittany, you know, you are very multifaceted. You know, you design, you empower, you mentor, you know, there's just so many different things. And so I took a pivot. And so when I took a pivot, so I'm really great at figuring out brands, but I knew, hey, this is not the end all be all for your purpose. Mm-hmm. And so that's when I had to start cultivating my personal brand. And with that, you know, what is the Meagan Ward brand? What is the Brittany Janine brand? And if you create like a web from that, then you have your different lanes. And so for me, it was like, okay, you have Creatively Flawless, which is this branding agency. Yeah. You have The Powerful Woman, which focuses on women of color, women of excellence, and showcasing their greatness. And then what's next? Like I always felt like there was something else. And so that's when Femology came about. But then there was this fourth thing, Brittany, that there was this fourth thing. I was like, what is it? Like, I'm like, I know this isn't it. And so when I became a mom, you know, I listened to the signs, and it was this one statement came in my mind. And the statement was women's entrepreneurial activists. And I was like, so I Googled it, Brittany. I Googled women's entrepreneurial activists. Nothing really comes up. Nothing like with substance comes up. So I said, okay, this is my purpose. All right. So I prayed on it, and literally weeks later, I got a message on Facebook from the U.S. Embassy. Literally, I thought it was spam. I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, what?
You would freak you out, right?
I was freaked out. And so I was so freaked out. I'm like, okay, what's happening? And so they ended up emailing me like a more formal email. And they said, you know, hey, we're interested in having you speak across seas. Woo! And, you know, it was such a shocking moment. And I slept on it, and I was like, okay, I just did my vision of my purpose a couple weeks ago. And now you're telling me that my 10-year goal happened in less than a year? I was like, there's no way. Like, so yeah, that was kind of like the 4 lanes. And from here, you know, right now I'm learning how to manage them all, because it is a lot. Yeah. It is a lot, you know, traveling, you know, Femology is, you know, an actual space where people come in. And so, you know, we have members that we have to manage. We have events that we curate. Actually, The Powerful Women, which such a brand that's dear to my heart. I'm still figuring out what to do with it. Because Femology kind of grew into, or The Powerful Women kind of grew into Femology. So Femology has really this global perspective of womanhood. And so, yeah, but like I would be nothing without the powerful women and the women that have contributed to the conferences and the experiences. So yeah, I could talk days about the brands, but yeah, I hope that answers your question.
No, girl, listen, it does. I'm trying to, when you think of the 4 lanes, including being wife and mom, which makes it 6 lanes, including being self, 7 lanes. How are you juggling it? Do you have a team? A supportive
Yeah.
family? Like, talk to us a little bit about how you're juggling these lanes and being able to be present in all of them.
Yeah, I see Kim and Brielle on. Hi, Kim. Hi, Brielle. So I don't juggle. I don't balance. I don't do any of that, Brittany. To me, that's not realistic. It's not ideal. I prioritize. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I'm a purposeful woman, and I was a purposeful woman before I was a wife and before I was a mom. And I'm so grateful that my husband and my child respect that, because they know when I need my time. So like, these last couple of weeks have been very requiring me to perform, right? So, getting ready for my next speaking engagement with the embassy, Femology having its largest event that it's ever had, me bringing on new team members.
Yeah.
And so I haven't seen them a whole lot, Brittany. Like, I haven't seen Gil and Gray. Like, we live together, we go to sleep together, but being intentionally there, I haven't. So it was like, hey, we need to take a trip. Like, let's spend some quality family time together because it's been so intense. And I don't want to say stressful because it's all in how you manage that. But yeah, so support your partner support, even if you're single. Your friendship support, I think that is, gosh, I can talk. I call it your life ambassadors. So these are people that you're talking to, quite frequently. They're supporting you at the highest level of your being. But when I say my life ambassadors are, sheesh, like, I'm like, you all are the goats, because even if I'm like away, not present with them, they know it's like Meagan is, she's doing her purpose right now, and we respect that. Yeah. And another thing, you guys, like, as you elevate, not everyone can come with you.
Oh, that's some good stuff. Y'all pick up that gem she just dropped.
Yeah, and that's some things that I've had to experience, which have been so hard, because you don't know what's going to happen on your journey. You don't become friends or embrace friendships and then assume that they're not going to be able to come with you at every stage. Like, those are things that you kind of have to listen to your intuition, right? So
talking about that, and I think having that support system and those life ambassadors, that does help with the balance, because you found people that you can trust that can hold you down in certain areas and also hold you accountable. How does someone go about finding a team that they can trust? Like, how have you gone about that process and finding those people that can help you in balancing all of these different things?
Right. So you guys I wanted to do this video so bad because I am in a season of elevation, and it's so uncomfortable for me right now, you guys. Like, in a multitude of lanes, professionally, personally, I'm just experiencing these growth shifts. And so, to be quite honest, putting yourself in experiences that you wouldn't normally put yourself in, embracing people that you normally wouldn't embrace. Like, I ensure that, whether it's an event that I'm going to, or it's, or I'm traveling, I'm meeting people who are changing my life, day by day. And what I always make sure is that and Brittany, all about this, is be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to conform. You don't have to change for anybody. People, those that want to be around you and love you and support you, they will do it, even like with the embassy, So ended up becoming really, really good friends with a couple of the diplomats. And that happened all over, an informal dinner.
Yeah.
Um, informal dinner where Gil, Gray, and I were kind of cracking up talking about Dipset. We were like, and if you guys don't know Dipset, they're like a rap group from
Yeah.
like
Yeah, girl.
I think the 90s. And so we were like, Gil cracked a joke and he's like, do you guys think that you're like Dipset? And then they're like, literally the entire table started bursting out laughing. And yeah, so they ended up becoming our good friends off of kind of like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like set the tone of like, hey, like we're impactful people too, and we can be our authentic selves. And so from that, they offered me like a permanent position with the embassy, and I just use that as an example of not conforming, being your authentic self, and yeah,
Because they took to that. That's amazing.
yeah, they really did. And it was just phenomenal. Like I'm still wowed. Yeah, it opened so many doors
Yeah.
because you know even I'll kind of share with you the doors that is opened. So even the possibilities of Femology going international,
Yeah.
that's a possibility right now just from those relationships forming. And so when I say people make decisions, you make decisions, we make decisions together, and that's how we get closer toward the end goal of us being impactful and leaving a legacy.
Yes. All right, man. You listen. You trailblazing, leading the way. Can I just hold a bag? That's all. Look, I can roll a suitcase. What else skills can I bring to the table? I can look. Bring me on the road. All right. I'll carry your bags. How about that? Let's.
You are no, and Brittany, you've been a mentor to me. Like you know that. Like I will call you, text you, like about literally anything. And so that I appreciate.
I'm amazed, man. I'm amazed. And just here, you like diplomat. I'm like, what? Who were they, girl? So yes, that's awesome. So we're talking about balance. And right now, for those of you who are joining a little bit late, she's in DR right now. And also, y'all can start dropping in questions as I'm talking to her because I will hit a couple of those at the end. But talk to us a little bit about what you did say you didn't take too many breaks, but what does taking a break? What is your me time? What does that kind of consist of? Vacationing, whatever. So what does me time look like for you? I think we had a little bit of a technical issue. Hopefully she comes back and joins us shortly. But in the meantime, oh, there she goes. I do want you guys to drop some questions that you have for Meagan here as well. I think she's back on. You there? There we go.
I'm there. Sorry, you guys. I had to switch gears.
No, you are good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like,
you're living your best life in DR, and shoot. Can we just come
goodness.
by?
Can you guys see me okay?
Yeah, we can see you. You're good.
Okay. Sorry.
So,
I have to
I was asking about, in taking breaks and all that and finding your me time in all of this balance. What does that look like? Vacationing, reading books? Like, what does Meagan do for her me time and her get right?
Yeah, so I haven't been good at it, guys. Like I haven't really been good. I've been like really obsessed with success. And the reason why I've been obsessed with success is because I have this whole idea about generational wealth and, passing things off to my kids and my kids' kids and their kids. And so I've been kind of on this hamster wheel, right?
Yeah.
And this is being completely transparent. Been on this hamster wheel at just wanting that, just really, really wanting that, and willing to put whatever it takes to make that happen, and not understanding that, hey, like you're gonna experience burnout, little lady.
Yeah.
You're gonna experience burnout, and so these past 2 months have been really centered around self-care, and not self-care in a sense of massages and getting your nails done and your toes done, but really self-care in the sense of saying no,
Yeah.
meditating, um, thinking about the things that really matter. That's self-care. Not embracing things that don't help me be my best self. So not embracing stress. Like if something bothers me, whether it's you know a project didn't go the way I wanted it to go, or I didn't get a certain thing that I really, really wanted. I only give myself 20 minutes, you guys. I only give myself 20 minutes to think about it, and then I allow myself to get over it in that 20 minutes. And so that's really helped me in the self-care space to yeah, because like life can be so demanding, and I try to share this, but really being soft to ourselves and good to ourselves. That's why I'm in the DR right now. And those of you who just jumped on, this is kind of like my self-care thing. I'm working a little bit here, but I'm not being obsessed with work here.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then spending that intentional time with family, who I do, I'm home with them, but I may be zoning. You know how it is, Brittany. Like if you're zoning out on a website, you're doing the website, and you might, a creative process is not always on. Like you have it sometimes and then you don't.
Yeah.
Um, and so if I'm in a project, it might be a 12-hour day, and then I might take the next 2 days off. So yeah, that's what self-care looks like to me right now. So some of the things that I've done, just to add on to that, so the week I hired a personal trainer, I got the most done I've ever gotten done in my entire life.
Yeah.
And yes, it was phenomenal. I like hired someone. I put it on 3 events in like a week. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
So like my energy levels have like definitely increased, and um, yeah, that. And then I do get monthly massages,
You
and
what?
I get monthly massages.
Okay.
Um,
Y'all hear that? Monthly massages. She hired a
like
person.
literally, like I found like a cheap, like $55 a month, and it's the best $55 I've ever had.
Man, you gotta
Like,
share some secrets. What's the company, girl? Drop it.
yes, yes.
That's awesome. Okay. So in all of that, let's talk a little bit about, and we're kind of getting to the conclusion here. Let's talk a little bit about your top tips for finding balance. Do you have tips for anybody who's like, listen here, I done tried it. I'm all over the place. I don't even know where to start. This is falling apart. So any tips that you can offer to the folks on how they can start to find balance? And I know it's hard for us. Sometimes we don't even know. We don't even have it.
Yeah.
But
So a lot of times, like when we're all over the place, we're trying to like find our purpose. And so whether it's, diving into the next level of your purpose, or really tapping into your entire purpose as a whole. And so what I recommend is yes, like play in the water, like get your feet wet with a number of different things.
yeah,
I remember when I kind of started out in my journey, I was doing like makeup, I was like styling, I was doing like wardrobe consulting. And then once I figured out like you're really like a techie creative and you love
empowering women, then like I took a shift. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to figure that out
Less.
if I wouldn't have played in the water.
Yeah.
So those of you kind of like embrace that right now, because I just look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I still love doing makeup, you guys. Like Brittany, before we got on, like I was like
Yeah,
having
she was
fun
putting
doing
on
my
a full face.
like I have fun doing those things, but you understand, like, okay, this is a hobby and this is not my purpose.
Yeah.
And you have to figure that out by experiencing.
Yeah.
As simple as that. um my next tip is, gosh, I have so many. Is cultivating those life ambassadors, because that's really changed the game for me. One person in particular, actually two people who I met through my organization, The Powerful Women, is Brittany Brown and Tony Jones, who have literally, and mind you, you guys, 5-6 years ago, no, 7-8 years ago, I would have been like 21. Those, like, I wouldn't have picked them to be my friends, because I was so used to surrounding people that I was comfortable with.
Yeah.
And not necessarily surrounding myself with people who were challenging my greatness. Like, they challenge my greatness.
That's a different. That's good.
It's different. It's a whole different life. And now I appreciate people who are completely different from me.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really do. Third thing is your board of mentors, which I've been intentionally working on since January. These board of mentors, they are supporting your endeavors. They're giving you opportunities, a seat at the table.
Yeah.
And you can see your success in them. So yeah, like I've cultivated, and in every journey you need new mentors, or else how are you going to grow? And so I'm ensuring, I have all my mentors that, I keep all my mentors in my pocket, but I'm always adding more to the pot as I break through every level of life.
Right. That's good. I need to work on some mentorship myself, girls. That's a good gym. Let me go ahead and write that note down for myself, because that's good. That's good. So, talk about tools. Are any tools that you use that help you stay? I mean, and it doesn't just have to be in the design industry, or it can be anything. Any tools that you use that stay down?
Any tools that I use, goodness, I'm so old school. Like, I feel like all the tools you taught me, Brittany. Look, you guys, if you guys are interested in like processes and like building a design branding agency from scratch, Brittany is your girl.
Listen here, you're giving me more jobs. We talking about balance.
right. Oh goodness. But yeah, Brittany has helped me a lot in the business realm of things. Any tools, like, okay, so it's not necessarily a tool, but I let my phone, like, when my phone dies, I let it die. I know this sounds crazy, but my phone dings all day. All day, you guys. Like, and I say that in a very humbling way. Like, I appreciate messages, but I'll be on my phone all day if I had it on all day.
Yeah.
Like, I love connecting with people. I think social media is a beautiful tool to connect with people. But if I don't either turn off my phone or let my phone die, I'd be on it all night. And so if it dies, I'm not like, where's my charger? You know how we are.
Yeah.
It's like, I need some juice. I need some juice.
That's exciting, man.
Yeah. So I let my phone die. Like, I'll be honest, like, my phone has been off this entire trip. I've been here for 2 days, and it's been the best. Like, I feel like my cup is full.
Yeah.
Super full. So I let my phone die.
But she's telling you the truth, because I promise, I was calling you 2 days ago and that thing was going straight to voicemail. And I was like, what's going on with me, right?
Yeah.
That's good though. Like, take your time away. Like, don't let so much occupy your brain,
Yeah, definitely. And so I'll just leave my laptop or my desktop connected to iMessages, so I don't miss any, messages. And that's been amazing to me. Like really, really good for my soul, my
Mm.
lifestyle, wellness. What else do I do? I'm trying to think of like the out of the box things
Yeah.
that I normally, that aren't cookie cutter that I do for myself.
My friend
Um,
is on here, and I'm gonna shout her out really quick. She did turn me on to a meditation app. So find a nice meditation app that you can use. I think that was dope, and it's something that's helped me along the way too. Just in the morning time or at night or whenever you want to use it. That's a cool tool. I thought was something that could be used. So
no, yeah, those are actually Headspace.
yo, that's what I think it's Headspace. I think that's what
Yes,
it is.
I
That's
use
on my
Headspace.
phone. Yeah, that's good. So
Um, no, Headspace is bomb. So okay, so this is an out of the box thing that I do. So I mentioned Tony Jones as like one of my life ambassadors, who's also like my spiritual and wellness coach. And so I'm ensuring that I'm checking in with her, and I'm ensuring that she's in a sense she's definitely a mentor of mine. She's also Grayson's godmom,
okay.
but and she's his godmom for a reason because I wanted someone for him that was very powerful in that realm. And so yeah, so I'm checking in with her weekly, monthly. I'm going to her events. I'm experiencing her. It's just amazing. Like I can't like I'm speechless when it comes to her and what she's done over my life, because she works with like high level, high achieving women who are very ambitious, who have all these visions and dreams, and she helps us not experience the burnout.
Yeah.
um she does. And I've dealt with so many different changes the past couple years, even like personally, just like family wise. And she's definitely helped like balance all of that within myself.
Mm.
And so yeah, like if you all are thinking about like a spiritual advisor, a wellness coach, that's like the top. Like if there's anything I would spend my money on, is a spiritual coach, a wellness coach, a therapist, something that focuses on the internal being of us being business women, bosses,
Yeah.
um, which is grand and all, but if you're not taking care of yourself, it doesn't make sense.
What's her information so I can drop it in here for the people?
Yes, so everyone follow Wife Comma, WIFECOMMA.
All right.
Literally, the Instagram alone will have you leveling up.
All right, I put it on the screen, y'all. Go follow her, spiritual advisor, wellness coach. Get your life right. That's tips. All right. So I think I got one question on here, and then if there's anything you want to close out with. So someone asked, do you feel like your me time is better when you've put in that extra work toward your goals?
I do, you guys. I do. Like, I'm being transparent on here for those of you who have dropped in, but I share with you guys, like, I've been obsessed with success. And so with that, it's been a challenge to be proud of what I've done. Um
Mm-hmm.
like it's really hard for me to say, okay, Megan, you've done this now. Be proud of yourself. And so
Yeah.
one of my mentors actually I knew I wanted an older mentor who is so she's in her mid 40s, and she is into holistic spiritual, but she said, I was telling her about my life and how it was going, and she's like, all of that is amazing, but she's like, wow, you don't practice gratitude. And I
Mm.
was like, oh my goodness, literally. She was like, you don't practice it for yourself, for, what has happened in your life, the even the good and the bad. Like, you need to practice gratitude daily. And so I've been doing that, and the shift of my life, by doing that, has been absolutely amazing. It's so many things have changed, but yeah, practicing gratitude. Um, so yeah, to answer your question, daily daily practicing gratitude, talking, like speaking about it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, writing it down. I'm sure like affirmations are, but I'll say, I'm thankful thankful for. As simple as, you know, I'm thankful for the woman that I am today. Like I'm thankful for being rebirthed
Yeah,
at every challenge that I've experienced. Um, and so yeah.
that's good. That's good. I think we all can practice gratitude, you know, in
Yeah.
all aspects. That's good. So listen, you're in DR. I'm not gonna hold you much longer. So, is there anything that you want to close out with? Anything upcoming that you want to share with the people? Where and by the you know, go ahead and tell people where they can find you too. I put your at Meagan Bogus on here, but any other channels we can drop it on here so people can follow your journey.
Yeah. So Instagram is great. You guys can follow me on Instagram. Instagram, I'm mostly posting things that like updates of what I've done and things, but you're gonna get the real like internal, transparent me on Facebook. So I'm Meagan Ward on Facebook, and I just for me, Facebook has served of a family for
Mhm.
me rather, you know. Instagram, it's visual, it's beautiful, a little bit more public in that arena. And so yeah, like Facebook has been this supportive community towards me, so I would love to have you there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, femologydetroit.com if you're ever in Detroit. Literally, you guys, I love Detroit, right? But when it comes to hosting our out of towners, we are the best.
What?
Like, we will show you the city. We will like look out for you. You can stay. Literally, I can call anybody up and I'm like, "Hey, do you have a place for so and so to stay?" And they're like, "Yes, yes, yes." So if you're ever in Detroit, let me know. I'll find a couch, a guest room. But we're the ultimate hosts here, and we'll love to have you.
There's the website, guys, femologydetroit.com. So anything else you got going on?
No, that's it. Like,
That's,
thank
that's,
you so much for having me.
having lunch with diplomats and but that's it.
No, no.
You know what? I appreciate your time with me. I love you didn't hesitate to say yes, and that I'm grateful. I'm practicing gratitude here, right? I'm grateful for that, and a lot of times people follow you and they may follow in silence, and you may not realize the impact that you're making. You know what I'm saying? And so I know you're staying away from social, but even for me, like I may not like every single post, but do know I'm back there like yes. Girl is getting it, and just know you're trailblazing and you making us proud out here. A black woman, I'm saying black woman. I know we got other folks, but that makes me freaking proud to be brown. Like melanin magic up in here, okay? So
definitely
leave it at that.
Aw, thank you so much, Brittany. I look up to you so much. And happy to have you as a gem in my collection of women that I go to. And yeah, excited to connect with your followers and your supporters, because that's what it's about, interconnecting each other and creating more opportunity for each other, whether it's personally, professionally, financially. So yeah, thank you so much, you guys, and I look forward to connecting.
Yay. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please join me next time. It'll be July 5th, and I'll be talking with Tosh Haynes of Ike and Tosh, and we'll be talking about self-care and entrepreneurship. She has a dynamic story in terms of her heart, and it'll knock you off your feet. So please join me next time. Self-care and entrepreneurship. Y'all have a good evening, and thanks again. Bye.
Bye.